Hi, today we'll take a look at how to design a home page. What we'll be looking at is the opening part of a home page, which is also called above the fold. So Bistro 37 has a lot of items on their menu, but their main attraction is the burger. So that's the thing that they specialize in, and with the website, that is what we want to communicate to the users. Now regarding how the design is going to be, so let's just see what are our goals with this homepage. So when the user comes on the website, what we want is for him to understand that this place specializes in burgers. So that is going to be the first thing. And then secondly, place an order quickly. That's it. Since we have listed down our goals, let's see how they translate into design. So we want our homepage to be very similar to a landing page. So let's start with a wireframe. So we just jot down what all important elements will be there, which will go into a wireframe, and then from there we can start with the visual design. Okay. So here is the wireframe, and we have all the ingredients of our design. So we have top level navigation, then we have a primary headline, which will communicate what this page is about. Then we have some supporting text, copy text, and then we have two call to action buttons. Now call to action buttons are important because this is what the user will interact with. We want the user to come on this page and click on either of these two buttons, and that will determine the success of this page. And then after that we have an image which really communicates the tone of this whole page, and it complements the message that we are trying to give. So after our wireframe is done, we'll start with the actual visual design in Sketch. Okay, so let us start by creating a new document in Sketch. So I'm using Sketch, but you can basically use any software that you like, any vector-based software. So I'll create a new document and then an artboard. So if you press A, then you can bring up different kind of presets that come with the Sketch. So I'll select desktop HD 1440 by 1024, and we have an artboard. Once we have this, let's set the layout for this document. I'll just briefly show you the layout settings. These are my layout settings which I generally use. So it's 1200 pixels, and then I use a column width of 80 and gutter width of 20 pixels. I'll center this grid, this layout, and okay. So I'll start with the logo. So let's start by making a square. So I'll be using it as I'll be using this as a reference square, and on top of this, just make one rectangle here. Let's change the color to black. Then I'll put my text here. Please throw 37. Like that. We'll copy this rectangle and increase its height like that. Maybe this one a little thinner. Yeah. I'll delete the rectangle. I'll delete this square, the background, and this will be a logo. I'll group this, scale it down. Let's say about 40% maybe. Yeah. Turn on the layout by Control L. I'll align this to top left here. And after that, so let's put all of the elements that are there in the wireframe. So let me quickly make the top level navigation. So I'll set this to 14 pixels and pop-ins. So this will be home. And then I'll just copy it 4 times, and we can change the text later. So I'll put these here. After that we'll have the main headline. So this will be the headline. Let me put some placeholder text here. I'll send this to left align and increase the size to about 36. We will tweak the size of this in the end. So as of now, let's just block in all the elements, and after that we'll have like the sub headline, and I'll change the size to about 18 and the weight to light. So once that is done, let me copy this and we can start experimenting with the image and the typography. Now here I am going for a very bold kind of a typography, and also it has to be clean in nature. So I have chosen Poppins. Now for the size, let me go a little extreme and I will go for 48 or maybe 64 also. 64, yeah. I'll change this to uppercase, text transform, and then I'll reduce the line height for this. I'll do that. I think that's fine. Delete this text. So our navigation bar will have 14 pixels. Medium, this will be 64. Let me increase the weight for this to bold. Yeah, that looks good. This is 64, and for this we have 18 and we have 14 for the CTS. I think it's pretty balanced now. So let me change the text for these. This will be contact us, and I'll just set this to right align. All of these right align. Let's move them a little to the left, and this will be about us. Let's change this to menu and this as home. Reduce the bounding box for all of these so that I can space them out evenly. I'll bring up my layout by Control L, and then let's align them. Control Command H. I've just assigned a shortcut for these. So this will distribute all of these elements equally. Then I'll align this to the right side of this. Okay, so this keeps moving around. I'm going to lock this. So you can do that by pressing Option key and then pressing here on this rectangle. Now this is locked. This will not mess up with, while I'm moving other elements. Contact us, about us, menu, home. Okay. Let's move this a little lower here. Let me align this with this column. Yeah. Now what we want is, once that is done, let's put an image in the background and see how the composition is coming out. Let me unlock this layer and click on this rectangle. Go to fill, go to image fill, choose image, and then I have a couple of images here. I'm going to select this one. Then let me remove the layout. Okay. So I want the bug on the right, so I'll just flip this image. Want it a little bigger. Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's fine. Now the problem we are facing is the contrast. So all of this text will get hidden. First of all, let me again lock this layer. So once this is locked, let me select all of the navigation elements and change the color to white, and this icon also to white. Select both the rectangles, choose color, and yeah. So that looks good. Now for this text, what we can do, we can actually do a lot of things. We can put an overlay at the background, which should be lighter in nature. We can change the color of this to white, but then the yellow of these French fries is going to interfere with the contrast. Let me just try it. Yeah, this can work, but I want it to be a little stronger. So what I'll do is I'll make a rectangle at the back, bring this to front. I'll just cut it and paste it on top of this rectangle which I just drew, and change this to white like so. Let me reduce the height of this rectangle to match the text height. So this will be at the background and will provide a very strong contrast to this text. I've copied this and I'll use the shift and down key to place it about here. And then again, Command C, Command V, make a copy, then shift and down arrow to nudge it in place. Yeah, that's fine. Also reduce the width to match this. Yeah, this looks fine and very strong. For this text, I'll just change this to white and maybe increase the weight a little. Bold, no. Regular. Just check it. I think this looks good. So yeah, so our composition is complete. So there are a lot of ways by which we can add contrast to this text headline, and we have just used this method. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Vishal Patwa from Design Cycle. See you next time.